Fidel, see, follow me on this little journey I'm trying to go on. You see, I've thought about all the things you're talking about, although I don't know, I'm not an expert in all the things you're talking about, but I think about them all the time. Okay, in my own little space. Okay, now see, the bringing us together, there's the difficulty stems from our diversity. Okay, see, I've heard this thing that diversity is a plus. Okay, but I've never seen any scenario in the world, in nature. Okay, in nature, with different plants growing in the same space, it's good. That the diversity is a plus. But with human beings, I've never seen any plus from diversity. Let me see.
You're right.
All of us are always saying, oh, my tribe, oh, my religion, oh, my that, my this, my that. And nobody, no tribe or group of people is willing to give away their culture, their language, to join with a bigger group. Okay, now this is in truth, this has always happened in the world. And to build a state, it happens when conquest, actually. Okay, conquest. See, building a state is conquest. Wars. The bigger, more powerful group will conquer the smaller groups. And in time, the ones left from the smaller group join the bigger group. They start speaking the same language. Okay, and the bigger group, the whole group also accepts some cultural changes from the smaller group, the ones that are beneficial to everyone. Okay, and in time it happens from decade to decade, century to century. That's what happens. Now, let's look at the way Africa was maybe in the 1400s. Okay. We had small clans, villages speaking different languages everywhere. Okay, no one was powerful enough to conquer the others. Now we had some big empires, but they were so separated from each other. Okay, now if we didn't have colonialism, maybe it would take us another 1,000 years for us to finish the conquering, to conquer every small group and to integrate everybody. So in my mind, I look at it, if that didn't happen, if the Europeans didn't come and create that permanent borders and put us together, maybe we wouldn't be here the way we are today. Okay, now so that's those are the things I look at. I don't even though colonialism and slavery are two of the most devastating tools that the human race has used to integrate themselves. But they were the tools we had. Okay, so for me, I see the effect. I see the long-term effect. Okay, and I say, okay, now we know better. Okay, now we are more enlightened. Okay, but for me, I won't blame our ancestors. Okay, but I see, okay, that's what you did. Now we know better. We can do better. We can use better tools, negotiations, international institutions, and all that. Okay, so yes, so that's my rant. That's my thinking. So what do you think?
All right. On the contrary, Africa was very sophisticated before the coming of the Europeans.
Okay.
In the Middle Ages, we had the Ghana Empire, not located anywhere in present-day Ghana.
Yeah.
It was found in present-day Senegal and part of Mali and Mauritania.
Yeah. Okay. Mauritania.
Later,
okay.
Yes. Later, we came to have the Mali Empire.
Yeah.
And then we came to have the Songhai Empire.
Yeah.
Now, what was this, or what were they about? This was an empire that had universities, and that university,
the Mali Empire, had university. Yeah.
Timbuktu.
Yeah.
And some of the manuscripts are older than what Oxford has, what Harvard has.
I mean, Oxford only came in the 16th century. Yeah, that's
it. So it was very sophisticated. Yeah. And that was why the other time I wrote an article about Mungo Park, that he had explored the Niger River. And I said, no, that couldn't be. Because the Ghana Empire, the Mali Empire, the Songhai Empire were all having the Niger River running through the empires.
Yes.
And they had scholars. At least someone would have been curious enough to ask, where is this river going?
Okay, very good. Very good.
Where is this, the source of this river, and where is it going? And they might have explored it already.
Now he said something. Sorry, he said they might have.
They might. Yeah.
Okay?
The reason is that
we have the documentation.
Yes. The reason is that if I go to Timbuktu today, I might find it, but I haven't. Then that is why I am careful with my words. Yes. Okay. However, the African curiosity was no more inferior than the European curiosity.
No, I'm not saying it is.
Yes. So no, yes, I know you never said that, but I'm just trying to make a point.
Okay.
So then, if the river is there, definitely people will explore. People will explore it. And in fact, these kingdoms also saw the need to keep records. Okay. They didn't only exist, they also saw the need to keep records. So what did they do? They saw that Arabic was a very, convenient writing. They had a very convenient writing. So the Arabic traders that moved into the kingdom, the kings and the emperors found it wise to adopt them. Mind you, they lived in different quarters because they didn't want their religion to contaminate what they had. Yeah. So they lived in different quarters, but they were record keepers. And if you go to Islamic records, secular Islamic records, you find the mention of the Ghana Empire, the Mali Empire, and the Songhai Empire, and how they were that sophisticated.
Okay.
They built modern cities.
Yeah.
Now, the kingdom of Banye in present Nigeria, kingdom of Banye, it was so expansive. They had their walls. And if you go to England, the moats, the building of cities and the moats around the cities, the Benin Empire or kingdom had done that.
Good.
Even before they're coming in. And cities were well laid out. Like the way, in fact, the one European record states that when they saw the African cities, the Europeans saw that
that's the Portuguese, yes.
Yes, they saw that they had inferior cities where they are coming from.
Yeah.
In terms of how planned they were. In Zanzibar, the Portuguese were just amazed. The gardens of wealthy people, they were just amazed. Now, as in the Middle Ages, we also had one civilization in Zimbabwe building a whole city with rocks, just rocks. And up to now, scientists cannot able to decipher what kind of mortar was used.
Yeah.
And a Western news outlet like The Economist actually wrote on that kingdom not long ago. So all these things were there. I don't want to mention Egypt because it was in Egypt that someone used a piece of stick to measure the circumference of the earth. And now the circumference of the earth now is approximately what he did.
Yeah.
And that was in Alexandria. And we had the school and the library of Alexandria long before Jesus Christ was born. Long before Jesus Christ was born.
Egypt was part of the Roman Empire. Yeah.
That is good. Now, so we have all this. Now, the question is, so why were the Europeans able to overcome you if you were that advanced?
Good.
So I knew that that's where you are coming from. So that is why I asked you to wait.
Good.
Yes. Now, the issue is this. One very important thing that we had not had was the gun.
Okay.
And the invention of the gun was one of the most revolutionary things that ever happened to mankind.
Okay.
It actually came from China.
No, the gunpowder came from China.
Yeah, gunpowder, and the technology of a gun where something must be explosive.
Yeah.
Because the gun uses, because the gun itself actually came from the Italian peninsula. But the technology, the genesis of the gun was actually from China.
Yeah.
Now, China and Europe had that vast geography between them where the interaction was not that good.
Yeah.
And it was Marco Polo that really gave a very vivid, accounts of the two geographical areas.
Yeah.
Now, when the Europeans had the gun made the difference when they came to Africa.
Yeah.
And so when you have a gun, it's just like today, countries with nuclear weapons, they make so much difference.
Yeah.
US has not invaded North Korea because they have nuclear weapons. US went to Libya. You went to Libya because Libya didn't have it. And now, of course, and that is why many international relations analysts or security analysts will tell you that when US was going to Iraq, they knew in 2003 that Saddam did not have any nuclear weapons. They wouldn't have dared if he had it because the risk would be too huge.
High. Yeah.
So we didn't have those technologies, and that made the difference.
Good.
And so, and again, when the Europeans came down, they didn't even come with force. They came with agreements.
Okay.
In Ghana, when they landed, there was one king, Nana Kwame Ansa of Elmina, where we currently have a huge Portuguese castle. That was the person they saw, and they became friends with. And it was trade along the way. When they saw that they were more powerful, their guns, one gun can overpower 1,000 arrows, then they have the power over you. So actually, in terms of civilization and sophistication, we were just like them.
Oh, see, my brother, you see, my father was a European history teacher. Okay, so even though I've read about these empires, African empires, I will tell you the truth. I know more about European history.
Yeah, the evolution of Europe. Yeah.
See, if I turn my camera out, you see I have so many European history books. Okay, and I will tell you, I love
and I loved European history too. It's very interesting.
Yes, see, I love reading them because they gives vivid accounts. When I say vivid accounts of so many different things. See, I've tried to buy a lot of African history book, but I ordered the books on Amazon. They never come. Okay? I end up asking my money for my money back. See, I want to read more and more. So what I'm saying is this: I want to read more and more African history.
Of course,
I want to read them. So maybe you recommend some to me because
of course I'll do.
Now, I know that the gun was a big factor. Okay, and the truth of the matter is this: by the time of this, some of the African empires, Europe was very backward. That's the truth. Okay. In fact, during those times, North Africa, okay, haven't been part of the Roman Empire in those days.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
They were more developed than the rest of Europe. Okay. And that's the truth. Now,